Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to episode 3 of the build. Last week was eventful. Good, bad, momentum. Momentum was achieved. But without further ado, let's run some numbers. Um, so week 3 of the build, going into it. Last week I ran 38 face-to-face PT sessions, down by approximately 10. I had a ton of people away traveling or were sick. Whatever the fuck happened last week. Not fair. But also it was good because it meant I could pump out a lot more content and do a lot more work on the online thing, which long term, obviously, I'm going to be spending a lot more time doing that. So the week that was last week was all about client acquisition and launching my first ad to obviously find people who are currently not within my ecosphere, drag them into that, and then change their life. That's what makes sense. My main revenue, or my main avenue, I should say, not revenue. My main avenue of doing that will be through social media ads and organic content, because obviously online I can target people a lot more specifically, meaning executives over 40. And in that process, I'm just going to be documenting everything it takes for me to go from 100% face-to-face, like I have done for the last 10 years, to 50-50. Last week I posted 12 different pieces of content. Funnily enough, my top two were my last week's The Build carousel, and then also I did a cooking with me video, which if you watched it, you know it's not so much about cooking as it is about the simple shit you can do if you are low on time, and it takes 2 minutes, and I do it every other day, if not most days. So they were my highest performing, but I'm noticing things are popping up a lot more on YouTube. So I'm going to start to use that as a bit of a exposure source as well, because it's good fun, and the analytics on YouTube are awesome. So in terms of the actual IG stats, because that's a big one, I had, here are the exact numbers. So it's the last 7 days from Tuesday to Tuesday, because I'm going to be mainly doing the build on Tuesdays, because Mondays are too busy, back-to-back sessions, and then I'm playing Captain Dad in the afternoon, and I just don't want to do it on Mondays. It's too hard. Tuesdays is going to be the day for the build. So the last 7 days was 25,029 views. Versus last week was 5,000 and something. So higher volume plus the ads. The ads were, I think, 30% of that. And then obviously I did double the amount of content. Out of that percentage, 60% of them were, 60% of the views were non-followers. And I reached a total of 8,817 accounts, which is up from last week, where it was 5,072 views, 42% were non-followers. So I'm pretty happy with that. That's huge. And then the accounts reached last week, which I thought was a lie. I don't know, that's profile visits. And then the last one, profile visits, was 619, which was up from 107. So that's 6x as well. But the exciting one is my ads have actually started popping. So it was an increase of 26 followers in a week. So it's pretty good. My goal between now and the end of next week is to crack that 1,200 marker, because I think each 100 is where it starts to just get more and more real. And even though there's an investment into ads each day, week, it's all tax deductible. And for me, it's all about building brand exposure. It's like, the reason these people aren't training with me is because they don't know me. So once they know me, once they invest a bit more into what I'm doing, what I'm building, I genuinely want to help people, and I'm the best person for executives. So this makes no sense to just get me in front of them with super targeted ads. they're not going to have as best as a return if I was to target everyone, because I'm not trying to help everyone. I'm trying to help people that I know I'm the best PT for. If you say you're targeting corporates, but you've never been in corporate, or if you say you're targeting mums and dads, but you don't have kids, you don't actually understand those people. So it's a dumb value prop on both sides. Whereas for me, I know what I can actually do for executives. Even though I'm not over 40, I feel it. But it's also, I've worked with them and I've worked alongside them for over 5 years when I was working in my head of fitness roles, running my own studio and running teams of over 100 people. Even though they were group fitness and PTs, it was like I was running big teams and multiple different sites. So YouTube, I had over 2,100 views, which doesn't sound like much, but for 8 subscribers, that's pretty good. Same thing again, I am just at the moment not making any native content to YouTube. I am just resharing my reels onto YouTube and seeing how to go. That cooking with me one absolutely went off, so I'm going to be doing more of them just because it's funny and it's fun, and I can't cook, as you can see. Obviously, the big thing for me at the moment is I need that first client. My target's going to be anyone who comes into that network of mine, my new followers. I'm not reaching out. I probably reached out to a couple of them because I was a bit too eager initially, but I'm going to leave that a bit and do a bit more sticker content, meaning on my stories, it'll be like, oh, click here for a free blah, blah, blah. I've got all of this content that I want to actually give to people to bring them into the conversation. Once the conversation starts, it's a lot easier because I'm confident in what I can actually offer someone, but it's just starting the conversation, which I'm trying to get a grasp on. My old school mentality of walking the gym floor versus talking to someone online is very different. There are different rules. Like, you don't want to slide into someone's DMs and be all creepy and salesy. But also, to start that conversation means they've got to come to me. So I've got to offer people enough value to be able to get them to slide into my DMs and not make it seem weird. So if you're watching this, just slide on in there. I'm like waiting. I've got everything ready to rock and roll for you. You just got to come say hi. I'm not a creepy salesperson. I filmed my first bits of content for the Executive Edge. Really exciting. I had to refilm it because obviously my first Q&A with Claude, which is just going to be called Q&A in the future, was, sorry if that's loud, I can't tell. My first one, the audio died at 6 minutes and 58 seconds in. This isn't going to happen again. My training was pretty good last week. I've got a comp coming up this upcoming weekend, SJJK. So I've been trying to ramp up my training so this week will be that a little bit easier. However, I hurt my neck at training yesterday, so I'm like, ugh. But I did hit, what were my numbers last week? I hit 4x4 squats, so four sets of 4 reps on back squats for 132.5. Happy with that. And then on the weekend, I also did 2x8 at 145 and 1x10. So I hit 10 on my last set of 145 for a trap bar deadlift. So tracking really well towards my 345. And I also did fail on my bench press. I did 2x8 at 105. And then on my last set of it, I only got 7 and I nearly died. Happens to everyone. Go check out my YouTube. I'm uploading any longer form content. Obviously, that's where you're going to see this, and then I kind of chop it up and I put it onto my Instagram and anything else. I'm thinking about turning some of this into a podcast as well, just as another content spreader. But yeah, so to summarize, my goals this week is to get another 10 plus reels out. Looks like I've got a ton more face-to-face sessions, so I've got to juggle that. I'm probably looking close to 50 because everyone's back and everyone's eager and everyone's fucking raring to go. I want to get up another ad, which I'm thinking of using a testimonial ad kind of thing. because one of my clients just kicked an amazing goal. Hats off, Alicia. And yeah, I want my profile views. I really want to crack 1,000 profile views, and I want to crack 1,200 followers. So recapping, one more ad, 1,200 followers on Instagram, 1,000 profile views, 10 plus reels, and fuck it, chuck out another one, 25 YouTube subscribers. Let's go.